Namaste everyone and Namo Himalaya. Welcome to another video of Yoga for Manifestation. My name is Nitya and today I'll be sharing with you how to get started on Yoga for Manifestation. So we get asked a lot like how do you get started if you want to join Yoga for Manifestation? And my answer is always the same. So the best place to get started is actually right here, right now with me. So when you're ready, roll out your mat, get into something comfy, and let's get started. So there's a few basics yoga poses that I would like to share with you, and these are actually the very foundation and very suitable for beginners. The first pose is actually downward facing dog, and you may have heard this pose a lot, and a lot of people find it rather challenging. But my answer to that is that it's challenging if you never really practiced before. So it's like anything, if you never really done it and you never trained certain part of the body, you're always gonna find it a little bit challenging at first, but over time it will get easier. And for downward facing dog is actually a very powerful pose, because it's a pose that when you get into the flow of yoga sequence, when you're connecting the breath with the movement, and you will find that going into downward facing dog is a very relaxing pose. So without further ado, let's show you where do you start on downward facing dog. Okay, so the first place to start with this pose is actually the palms placement, and this is very important because if you don't actually have the placement correctly, this can also injure your wrists, and it won't allow you to hold the pose for too long because you will get tired. So my suggestion would be to actually have the palms widely spread like this and place them on the mat around shoulder width distance, right underneath the shoulders, and the index fingers should be pointing upward. And one of the things is that the eyes of the elbows should be facing each other. This is something that I find very helpful. Okay, and from here we're going to come to a tabletop first, and then tucking in the knees, and then tucking in the toes. From here we're going to send the hips up and keep the spine long and placing a lot of weight onto the palms, really pushing the palms against the floor, and also keeping the spine very elongated, and sending the tailbone up. For the beginners who not able to reach the floor with the heels, it's okay. From here you can actually micro bend the knees so that you can still keep the spine very much elongated, very straight and long. The gaze should be to the navel, if you can gaze at the navel. And from here just really pushing and externally rotate the shoulder blades apart, and you will feel that this is a very energizing pose. Okay, so if you can just hold here for a few breaths, breathe in and breathe out completely. Inhale and exhale. And one more time, inhale and come back to tabletop, and then from here you can just sit back onto the heels, and that is downward facing dog. For those who literally just, you know, getting started, getting the feel of the palms, you may feel a little pressure on the maybe just the top part here, and that is actually okay, because over a period of time you will start building more strength, so you won't feel as much pressure there. And also remember to actually use your fingertips, and these are very, very important because they play a big role where you actually pressing the fingertips directly onto the mat. Okay, so this will help to distribute the weight also. I hope you enjoy my version of downward facing dog and you find it easy enough to follow along. And let's move on to second pose, which is Tadasana, and this is mountain pose. This pose is very, very simple, where you come into a standing pose with the feet together, okay, and then the palms facing forward and into a receiving. This is very, very good, very powerful for yoga for manifestation, because after certain practices we will come into this pose where you're really connecting with the energies, standing with the spine elongated, spine strong, the crown of the head long and straight up, and also the shoulders, if you roll it up and then back to keep the chest slightly open, like really, really open. Okay, and then the tailbone slightly tucked in, the pelvic slightly tucked in, and legs straight. And you will feel that when you engage the thighs, you will feel that your glutes is also engaged. And this is very, very important because you're fully grounded. And this is Tadasana or mountain pose, and some may also call it Samasthiti, which is a very, very similar. Okay, and that brings me to next pose that I'd like to share with you, and that is Navasana. And this pose is very good also for yoga for manifestation. And Navasana is boat pose. So to be able to execute this pose is that you have to have a very strong core, and this is a good place to start is sitting like this. And then what you're going to do, you're going to keep the back straight, okay, and then you're going to extend the leg out. For now, some people may find this challenging, like to be in this position, but if you hold it there over a period of time, maybe a few minutes, you'll find that your core is getting stronger. And the reason I say that this pose is very important is because the fire belly is actually where the manifestation power actually holds. So when you're really engaging the core, you're activating that manifestation power, and this is very, very good for manifesting all the things that you want. Okay, so let's get started and let's see who can actually execute this pose. So this is a good place for beginner, where you actually have your knees slightly bent. But if you feel that this is too easy and you want to do the real boat pose, then you're actually going to extend the knees straight, and the gaze will be to the toes, and the palms will be just around here, and you will hold for however long possible. When you get tired, you can either rest or you go slightly lower, like so. And when you're ready, you can go again, and you will practice this for maybe 3 to 4 rounds. And you will really feel the engagement in the core, and the fire is actually activating. Okay. What I find with this pose also is that if you feel that this pose and this is already challenging, maybe you start with tabletop. Okay, and this will help to it will help to strengthen the core muscle. So with tabletop, it's that your wrists directly underneath the shoulders and the knees underneath the hip joints. Okay, from here you're going to extend one leg out. So we're going to extend left leg out, and then right hand forward. And from here you'll bring the knees and the elbows to meet each other and engaging that core. Okay, you will do this for 10 times, and this will really help to activate that core muscle and also strengthening it. And then once you complete 10 rounds, you then move to the other side. So extend the right leg and extend the left hand, and then again you bring the knees to elbow to knee. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so once that's done, you come back to tabletop. And then from here, I'd like to share with you one final pose, which is cat and cow. And this is again very powerful pose, because you actually help to engage the core and also help to open up the back. Okay, so let's get started. So with this one, again, tabletop, where the wrist will be underneath, right underneath the shoulders, and then the knees underneath the hip joints. And then inhale, you're going to arch back, okay, and then head up and look up, and on the exhale, you will hollow out, exhale all the airs out, and then you bring the chin to the chest, okay, and really like lifting that shoulder blades apart and really high. Okay, and one more time, inhale, in, arch back, and exhale, hollow out into cat. Okay, bring the chin to the chest, and again inhale, being a cow, and exhale all the airs out into cat. And one more time, inhale, arch back, look up, and exhale. You do this a few times, you'll really feel that your spine is moving, and then you get the energy flowing, and this will help with the manifestation. Okay, I hope you enjoy the practice, and I hope that you find it useful and you find it very easy to follow along. If you have any other poses that you would like us to go through, do comment in the comment section, and we will be sure to post it on our next video. For now, thank you so much for tuning in and for watching, and see you in the next video. Namaste and Namo Himalaya.